In the world of boxing, a fighter's rise to greatness often begins with a single, unforgettable night. Welcome to Sportsario, where we explore defining moments in combat sports. This is the story of the night unknown Manny Pacquiao became feared. In 2002, Pacquiao was on the verge of cementing his status as a boxing legend. His journey from the Philippines to international fame was marked by speed, power, and determination. Today, we'll relive the moments that transformed Pacquiao from a promising contender to a feared opponent. Get ready for an electrifying journey into the ring, where everything changed for the young fighter and the boxing world took notice. The world of boxing was abuzz with the rise of Manny Pacquiao in 2002, a fighter from the Philippines who was rapidly climbing the ladder of success. Pacquiao, who had already made waves in the United States, was on a mission to become a three-weight world champion after securing titles in two different divisions. However, standing in his way was George Julio, a former champion eager to prove that he still had what it took to compete at the highest level. Julio was not about to let Pacquiao's dream of a third championship become a reality without a fight. The upcoming bout between Pacquiao and Julio was shaping up to be a classic battle of youth versus experience. Pacquiao, known for his explosive speed and relentless aggression, was still refining his craft and establishing his reputation on the international stage. Julio, on the other hand, had years of experience and a wealth of knowledge that came from fighting some of the best in the business. The question on everyone's mind was whether Pacquiao's youthful exuberance could overcome Julio's seasoned skill set. The 12-round match promised intense action and a display of skill and heart from both fighters. For Pacquiao, this was an opportunity to solidify his status as a legitimate contender and to add another accolade to his growing list of achievements. For Julio, it was a chance to reclaim his former glory and remind the world that he was still a force to be reckoned with. As the fight approached, Pacquiao's record stood at 33 wins with just 2 losses. These defeats were significant in shaping his career. The first loss came when he was only 17 years old, a time when he was still finding his footing in the sport. The second loss, to Manny Pacquiao, was a turning point in Pacquiao's career. It exposed the areas where he needed to improve and instilled in him a sense of determination that would drive him to greater heights. Pacquiao's journey from a young, inexperienced fighter to a burgeoning legend was fueled by these setbacks. The defeat to Pacquiao was more than just a loss. It was a moment that forced Pacquiao to evolve. He realized that to succeed, he had to transform from a boy with raw talent into a disciplined and focused warrior. This transformation was what made his rise to fame so compelling, and why his upcoming bout against Julio was so highly anticipated. As the night of the fight drew closer, fans and analysts alike were eager to see whether Pacquiao could take the next step in his career and whether Julio's experience would be enough to halt his momentum. Would Pacquiao's speed and ferocity be too much for the veteran, or would Julio's tactical knowledge and ring savvy prevail? The stage was set for a thrilling encounter that would leave a lasting mark on the world of boxing. The transformation in Pacquiao's mindset and approach is not lost on his trainer, Freddie Roach. Roach recalls the first time he met Pacquiao, saying, "I always said, you never know when the next Muhammad Ali is going to walk through your door." And then one day, this little Filipino kid, 122 lulls, comes up. He can barely speak English. His manager, Mr. Nario, says, "We hear you're pretty good." I said, "I'm okay." After one round, we clicked like we knew each other our whole life. After losing his title, Manny Pacquiao was determined to reclaim his position at the top of the boxing world. The quest to become a champion again was relentless, and it wasn't until 2 years later that Pacquiao found himself in the super bantamweight division, ready to face off against Leno Liba, a fighter with underrated skills. At first, Liba seemed like a lesser-known opponent, someone who hadn't made much noise in the boxing scene. However, after their encounter, Pacquiao and the boxing world at large would come to recognize his talent and tenacity. Pacquiao's resurgence in the division was remarkable. Following his loss, his journey took him through intense training and a heightened sense of focus. The match against Liba was a pivotal moment in his career, one where he demonstrated his evolving skills and unyielding spirit. The bout itself was a test of endurance and skill, proving to be an essential milestone for Pacquiao as he climbed back up the ranks. Not long after, Pacquiao faced Agapito Sanchez in a title defense. It was a hard-fought contest, ending in a draw due to a doctor's stoppage, which left Pacquiao feeling dissatisfied and more determined than ever to make his mark. It was clear that the fire within him had been rekindled, and he was no longer willing to be seen as an underdog or a stepping stone for other fighters. Enter Georgie Giulio. The date was June 8, 2002, a day that would become significant in Pacquiao's journey to greatness. The fight was set, and as Pacquiao, now known as the Destroyer, made his way to the ring, the energy in the arena was palpable. The crowd roared with anticipation, their voices echoing with excitement. The undercurrent was that of a champion in the making, someone who was ready to seize every opportunity. With the formalities over, Pacquiao and Giulio touched gloves, signifying the start of a potentially epic battle. The bell rang, and the intensity in the air was unmistakable. This was more than just a fight. It was Pacquiao's statement to the world that he was ready to take on anyone and everyone, proving that he had the heart and skill to be one of boxing's greats. The stage was set, and the journey toward redemption and greatness had officially begun. In the opening round, Manny Pacquiao burst into action, looking sharp and energetic as he took control from the very first bell. He pressed forward relentlessly, applying pressure with rapid jabs and powerful combinations. The 3-minute round was a flurry of intense exchanges, with both fighters trading heavy blows. Although Pacquiao clearly had the upper hand in terms of speed and accuracy, George Giulio's resilience stood out. Giulio absorbed Pacquiao's powerful punches better than most of Pacquiao's previous opponents, showing that he was not to be underestimated. Despite Pacquiao's dominance, Giulio's toughness indicated this fight would be a hard-fought battle. Despite his youth, Manny Pacquiao already showed the hallmarks of a true champion, possessing a level of wisdom and composure typically seen in much more seasoned fighters. It was clear from the start that Pacquiao had a unique blend of talent, dedication, and fearlessness that would set him on a path to greatness. In contrast, George Giulio's career, while successful, had reached its twilight. After his fight with Pacquiao, Giulio would step into the ring professionally just one more time, facing Israel Vazquez, a renowned figure in the bantamweight division. That bout ended in a knockout defeat for Giulio, leading him to retire with a commendable record of 44-5, a record that might have been even better were it not for the quality of his opponents. For Manny Pacquiao, however, the fight with Giulio was just another step in his journey toward becoming a boxing legend. Even though he had already accumulated 37 fights by this point, Pacquiao's career was far from over. In the years that followed, he would go on to win world championships in 6 additional weight classes, proving his versatility and cementing his status as one of the all-time greats. Pacquiao's record upon retirement, an impressive 62-8, included numerous victories over top-tier opponents, with many of those wins earning special recognition for their significance and the stunning performances that came with them. Pacquiao's achievements in the ring made him a household name and a hero in his native Philippines. His fights became events that attracted fans from around the globe, drawn to his unique style and charismatic personality. Although Pacquiao's career had its share of controversies, with some losses raising questions and speculation, his legacy remained largely untarnished, defined by his perseverance and numerous victories against the best in the sport. Since stepping away from professional boxing, Manny Pacquiao has hinted at possible comebacks, both in the professional arena and in the Olympics. He is also engaged in exhibition matches, further demonstrating his love for the sport and commitment to giving back to his fans. However, one of the most anticipated comebacks, a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., did not materialize, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for Pacquiao. Despite the uncertainty surrounding his next moves, boxing fans worldwide continue to watch Pacquiao's journey with keen interest. Whether he decides to pursue a career in politics, make another run at professional boxing, or simply enjoy retirement, his impact on the sport remains undeniable. Pacquiao's legacy is not just in his record and titles, but in the inspiration he provides to aspiring boxers and fans who admire his incredible journey from humble beginnings to global superstar. And that's the story of the night unknown Manny Pacquiao became feared, brought to you by Sportsario. Which moment stood out to you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Sportsario for more incredible stories from the world of boxing.